Hi, and welcome to the Valley of Flowers, the book, right? So, why am I showing this as a card, right? That's because Amazon is not shipping print copies of the book. So, I've done a pivot in the age of the virus and I've done only ebooks. And you will be amazed to know that ebooks have increased by 18% in April alone because people are reading ebooks. So I decided that I would release the book as an ebook only and do the print book later because people need to escape, right? And this is my book written about the hike, which we did in August last year, 2019, in the monsoon to the Valley of Flowers. And I have got reviews of people saying how happy they were to read the book when they were locked down. So let's take it away. And I thought I would show you the book because obviously it's an ebook. I can't really turn the pages. So what I will do is I'll just go through what is in the book for you. So the book really shares my experience of the trek. And one of the reasons I wrote the book was when we were actually on the trek, we found that a lot of things were wrong. We did not have any information. And so I always keep a journal when I walk. And when I came back, I decided I would make a book about it. So the book has taken a little time to write. The book was actually ready in January. It was a pure guidebook, just lists, checklists, how to get from A to B. And then in January, what happened? We know what happened in at the early Feb. We knew about the virus. People were not traveling anymore. I almost canned this book. But at the last minute, I decided not to. I talked to people and people said, okay, people can't travel, but people can read. And that's what we're talking about. I'm talking to you, the readers who are at home now, maybe, or maybe just coming out of lockdown. There's a book there which you can read. And there is good news coming out of various governments that they're going to lift a few restrictions and certainly allow at least domestic travel. So the Valley of Flowers is in the Himalayas in northern India, right near Nepal and Tibet. It is a valley which was only discovered in 1931 when a mountaineer called Frank Smith tumbled out of a blizzard because he was climbing Kamet and Rataban, and he tumbled out of a blizzard and he found this blissful meadow full of flowers. And since then it's become a favorite dream destination for people. But it used to be quite difficult because there is only trekking paths. Even today you have to walk the last 3 kilometers into the real valley. And really, you have to walk from Gobind Ghat up to Gangaria, which is the base camp. So confused yet? Don't be. It's all in the book, right? So let's take it away for the book. The book is part one is all guidebook. It has got checklists, it's got lists, it's how you prepare from scratch. So if you think you're not fit, there's a complete exercise regime in there on how you can get fit to walk. There are also checklists for you to check out your health in case you have any issues. You should check with a doctor. I also warn you a very important thing. This Valley of Flowers is at 4,000 meters. You're going to be walking up to 3,000 meters on the first day to Gangaria. You need to be fit, and you also need to be aware that of AMS, of altitude sickness, right? That's called altitude sickness. So you need to take care of that, and I give tips on that so you don't have to worry about it, right? The reason I say this is when I was there, I found a lot of people were suffering from altitude sickness. And altitude sickness is something like nausea, headache. Sometimes it's just a vague feeling of unease and you don't know what's wrong with you, and you're on this trek of a lifetime and you start feeling rubbish. So altitude sickness is real, and you don't want it to get any worse than a mild nausea, and so you need to take medication. I took medication, I took Dimox. So those are the kind of tips I give you to make sure that your trip is fantastic. So you've got lists of how to get there, transportation, you've got lists of where to stay, and also exact checklist of the stages of the journey and how easy or difficult it is. Okay, so that's part one. Part 2 and 3 is the story part of it. I share my personal story. I trekked there with 4 of my best friends. We have been friends for something like maybe 30 years, right? We are all IT geeks, and we've always planned to get away from the cities and hike in the Himalayas. This was a chance, and it comes only once in a lifetime. There is actually only 3 months of the year when you can trek the Valley of Flowers, and I tell you that in the book as well. Which are the 3 months when you must trek, and what you need to prepare for that trek, right? So in the story, you also come to know there are incidents. Do you know that there are feral cows? I have a terrible fear of cows, and everyone laughed at me until one of us almost got thrown down the khud by a rampaging cow. We were almost charged by a bull, a wild bull. So, right, I'm also afraid of suspension bridges swaying above raging rivers. But guess what? If you want to do something really badly, you will do it. So we cross those suspension bridges. So in parts 2 and 3, it's our personal journey. This is the bit which I put in because people may not want a guidebook to go somewhere where they can't go, but you're always up for a story. So the story is there. I share my personal story and the stories of my friends of what we experienced on our trek to the glittering peaks and the shining meadows at the top of the world in the Himalayas. So parts 4, part 4 is full of appendices. That gives you the actual data which you need for accommodation, where to stay, the actual links of where you can book accommodation. I've even given you my favorite taxi driver's number, so you can call him and use that taxi service. So, and in part 4, you have lists of the flowers. Now, I'm not a botanist, but there may be people who want to see the flowers. All the flowers have got names like dinosaurs, but Gossiflora, okay? You don't know what those are, but those flowers are there. You also see Edelweiss. I think many of you would know what Edelweiss is just from seeing movies like The Sound of Music. So you have Edelweiss, you have lilies, you have lotuses, you have the famed Brahma Kamal, which is the sacred flower of Uttarakhand. It's a flower literally of the gods, and it has the most delightful fragrance. So in addition to the lists of flowers, which you have in the appendix, you also have a bonus, a complete booklet with pictures of the flowers. So that's what you have to look forward to in the bonuses. So you also have a latest edit which I've done. The latest edition has got a section on how to deal with, how to hike safely in the post-pandemic age. Yeah, wash your hands, what are the things you should do, what you should look for, and how to keep yourself safe. Also, how to keep the environment and the Himalayas safe. So this book is really, if you're still locked down, this is the book for you to read and join me on this trip in your imagination. You can check the book out, it's on Amazon. There are reviews of readers talking on how it's almost a virtual reality show. People are saying they were absolutely thrilled with the descriptions. They felt as if they were with me trekking on the trek. So this book is for readers, it's for adventurers, it's for hikers who want to hike and can't hike, and it's also for you if you are an armchair adventurer and can never really hike the Himalayas. So, right, go and grab it from Amazon. Go and grab the book from Amazon. Buy the book from Amazon.com in your own country. It's Amazon.com.au in Australia, Amazon.in in India, Amazon.co.uk in the UK. So the book has been bestseller across multiple geography. It's been in the top 10 of the bestseller list consistently this entire month. It's been there for 1 month already. I already need to do an edit on it. That's the benefit of it being self-published. I can go in and I can correct things. So if you read the book and you find something which you want added to it, please contact me and tell me what you want to see in the book. So I would love you to go and download the book and get the book from Amazon. You need to have a Kindle to read it. The print book is coming. I'm working on the print book. You can actually get the print book